Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue here, alright? We finished the first video. We made some good trades. The Nathan Horton trade was the highlight, alright? So that took the longest. We're going to start off with another highlight. We have 22 trade requests for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, okay? So let's get right in here, and let's see what this is all about. So first up, we got Verbata, Brian Gionta, and 1,350. That's not that bad, actually, considering I'm getting two very fast players right back. I'm actually going to delay that offer, because Gionta would go for a little bit. Next, we got Sabatka, Hansel, Como, Prospel. I'm going to reject that offer. Remember, I'm looking for pucks. All right. Next, we got Adam Larson, which isn't bad. Broussard, who's not bad. Dominic Moore. I prefer that first one over this trade, so reject that offer. Jake Gardner and 3,000 pucks. We already picked up a Jake Gardner, but the 3,000 pucks look nice, so I'm actually no, I'll reject that. The Gionta deal was still the best. Next, we got Niskanen, Mike Knuble, Andy McDonald, and Smeed for 2,500. That might be better than the first one. I'm going to delay that offer. Tyler Ennis, Korpikoski, Niskanen, and Purcell. No EA pucks. I'm going to reject that offer. All right, Kyle Brodziak, reject that troll trade. You got one in. Kyle Wilson, Johansson, Pouliot, and a captain in 750. It's not bad, but I'm going to reject that offer straight up. Cody Hodgson, I'm going to reject that offer straight up. Brent Souls, yeah, another troll trade. Oh, you guys have figured out new ways of getting them in. Kimo Timonen, I already have in 2,000. There was better trades than that. Nick Leddy, Eller, and Smith Pelly, no thank you, reject that offer. Chris Butler, Ralston, and Hagman, 3,000. Nah, reject that offer. There was better ones. Couturier, Arnott, Lankow, and Rupp, not reject that offer. The Gionta one I still think is the best so far. Stajan and Campbell. Campbell's not bad because he's got 89 skating and he's a defenseman. Delay that offer. Raymond, who's 90. Raymond's okay because he's really fast, but there's no pucks in there. Reject that offer. Jim Reimer, who I already have in 2,000. I'm going to reject that offer. All right. John Michael Lyles. No, I'm going to reject that offer. Carcillo, Cassian, and Timonen, but 3,400 pucks, which is nice. Delay that offer. Jake Gardner and Filatov and 6,000 pucks. That's not bad. Delay that offer. Schultz, Georges, Belanger. Reject that offer. Demirs, Hanzus, Rich Peverly, and 2,000 pucks. It's not bad, but there was better ones, so reject that offer. All right, so we've got it down to 5 different trades, and there's some good ones in here as well. All right, so Verbata and Gionta. Verbata's nothing too special, but Gionta, you're getting a good player you could resell, and he's fast. All right, so those quick players always go for a lot, and you're getting a decent amount of pucks, nothing too special. All right, so delay that offer. Here you're getting Niskanen, who would be better than Verbata, I'd say, but that's about it, and you're getting a little bit more pucks. I'd say, you know what, the Gionta deal is better than this one still, so I'm going to reject this offer. All right. This one, same thing. I'd say Campbell and Gionta might go for the same, maybe even more for Campbell. All right, and then Stajan and Verbata probably similar, and then the pucks are similar as well. All right, so delay that offer. Here you're getting a lot more pucks, but I'm not really getting a player that I want, so I'm going to actually reject this offer because there was better puck amounts for like a better player as well, like Gardner in 6,000, I think it was, which is better. So reject this offer. All right, yeah. Gardner and Filatov, all right. You're not getting really a player. Gardner you might be able to sell for a few thousand because he's a Leaf. But the puck amount is really nice, all right. So delay that offer. Yeah, and that was it. So I think it's the Gardner. Even though I picked up a Gardner already, the 6,000, I don't think you'd be able to get 6,000 for Gionta. All right. So, delay this. Campbell. No, I got to take this one. I have got to take this one. Yeah, the 6,000 is too nice. So, accept that offer. All right. Very nice. And Jake Gardner, now that I have duplicates, I can resell. And I know there'll be a Leaf fan out there who wants Jake Gardner. 87 skating. All right. And he's an okay checker. He's actually he's just skating. That's all he really is. Send all to my collection. Send all to my collection. Yeah, I already had one Jake Gardner, so send to trade pile. That's perfect, though. All right. So let's do one more. I don't want to lose that one, but we actually did go a little bit quicker than the Horton one. Let's do one more. We'll do Tomo Rutsu here. Rutsu for troll trade. It made it in there. Reject the offer. I'm not even going to take his 50 EA pucks. Whatever. All right, so boys, let's switch it over so we don't lose any footage. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we're right back here. All right, we just finished Tomo Rutsu. So let's move on. We got Mikhail Grabovski, who's got one trade. Sergei Gonchar and 300. I'm going to say no to that. Reject that offer. All right, because I actually don't have a Grabovski. So I'll hold on to him. Why not? Backstrom. All right, so we got another one. 23 trade request for Backstrom. All right, so this guy's got more of a name because he's got good hands and okay shot. Skating, 87 is about average, right? You can find a lot faster than that. He's just got the name, Backstrom, pretty much. So let's see who we got here. We got Nick Leddy and Zach Bogosian, who's not bad, and I don't have yet. 700 pucks. I'll delay that offer just because I don't know what we have just yet, all right? Krejci for Backstrom straight up. That's not bad. But actually, I would reject that offer just because they're actually the exact same player pretty much. Just one off and checking. So there's no point, right? And there's no pucks, so I'm actually just going to straight up reject that offer. Jose Theodore and Kyle Quincy and 1,000. No, I'm going to straight up reject that offer. Paul Stastny and 2,000. All right, I would accept that. I would accept that. So delay offer. All right, Chris Higgins, the Wick, who I already have, and is this? Yeah, this is the legendary team or the team of the week, Saku Koivu, and he's still only 83 overall, but he's well rounded. Man, that's crazy. Saku Koivu at his best when he was on Montreal should have been a little bit better. I mean, he's whatever. I'm not going to get into that. That's not bad. I'll delay that offer. Why not? The next one, no one there. Reject that offer. Simmons, Spiza, Berglund, and 2,000. It's not bad, but you know what? I already have Berglund. I already have White. I already have Spiza. I'm going to reject that offer right up. Johansson, Dorset, Connolly, and Paille, and 2,000. I'm going to reject that offer. There was better ones. Helm, who's 92 for speed, so that's good. But there's Pitkanen, and yeah, some good players in here, but there's no pucks. I could resell, but there's no pucks. I'm going to reject that offer. RJ Umberger, Clarkson, and Walski. No, thank you. Reject that offer. Remember, boys, I'm looking for pucks. That's what I'm really looking for right now. You got Weidman, Pronger, and Vishnevsky with no pucks again. Reject offer. All right, Saku Koivu, again, another team of the week one. Adam Henrique and only 500 pucks. Reject that offer. Boland and 2 trainings. No pucks. Reject that offer. Fleischman, Mason, Stafford, Wheeler. That's not bad. I mean, if you consider overall-wise, but Backstrom's got a better name than all these guys do, and you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to selling. Yeah, so I'm going to actually just straight up reject that offer. Even though, on paper it looks good, it's just still not. You see what I mean? You see, this is what I mean when I was going through. I didn't just look for training cards. I would just skip delay until I found it like a trade with one card. So, I mean, here's a troll trade that I just didn't pick up. This is what I mean, boys. I didn't see the trades beforehand, all right? Reject offer. My God. JVR, Cleary, 2-2, but no pucks again. Reject offer. A lot of trades for Backstrom with no pucks, just players, and I'm not looking for that. Dan Boyle, reject offer. There you go. All right, Markov and Hornquist, pretty much, and 3,000 pucks. That's not bad. Delay offer. Green, Setaguchi, D'Agostini, and 3,000. Reject that offer. Tanguay, Jones, Coberlay, and 3,000. Reject that offer. All right. Brower, Raymond, who's got really good speed. Orlov, not bad. Foligno, 3,000. There was better trades. I'm going to straight up reject that offer. I just don't like it. Ooh, PK Subban, Sergei Kostitsyn, TJ Gagliardi. Not a lot of pucks, but PK Subban. I'd love to get PK on my team. Hell yeah, delay offer. Delay offer. Matt Carl, Jarrett Stoll, Olli Jokinen, 4,000. That's really good. Delay offer. All right, so we actually had some good trades there at the end there for Backstrom. So we narrowed it down to 6 trades, all right? Pretty sure I can delete a few at the beginning here. Yeah, Zach Bogosian and Nick Leddy. I can definitely reject that offer now. Stashny, Sabatka, Orpik, and 2,000. I can just straight up reject that offer. All right. Higgins, Wick, and Koivu in 2,000. I can reject that offer. I'd much rather just take PK Subban right now, boys. I really would. Markov and Hornquist and 3,000. Let me just delay that offer. All right. Or I can go for Kostitsyn, which is just like Hornquist. PK Subban, who is I mean, technically just like Markov, but I value PK Subban. I would want PK Subban on my team. And only 1,500 pucks compared to the 3,000, right? So delay offer. Here, though, I can get Matt Carl, who's technically better than PK Subban. Jarrett Stoll, who's really good as well. Ola Jokinen, and I'm going for more pucks. Interesting. Interesting. Delay offer. Delay offer. All right, this may just be one of those trades where, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder, basically. You know, the value is in the eye of the beholder. Because Markov, yeah, I can definitely reject this first one. Reject offer, all right? I mean, delay offer right here. Hang on, delay offer. Carl and Stoll are definitely the two better players, and Olli Jokinen is pretty good as well, and you're getting more pucks, all right? The second trade is definitely the way to go. If I'm just looking value-wise and based on what I want, all right? But I know I'm getting less here, but I want PK Subban. Oh, I want PK Subban. Yeah, I want PK Subban. No, I just want PK Subban. I'm accepting this offer. All right, nearly 2,500 pucks less than what I would be getting in the other trade, and also getting Jarrett Stoll and Jokinen, who would be better than Kostitsyn and Gagliardi. All right, but I want PK Subban. All right, so accept this offer straight up. Yep, there you go. All right, so Backstrom for pretty much PK Subban and 1,500. All right, that's pretty much all it was. Send all to my collection. And you know what? I'm happy with that trade because I wanted PK Subban can play on my team, basically, all right? And now we're up to 34. Once we crack 50, I can basically get, you know, I obviously can't get Ovechkin and Crosby, but I can start getting guys like Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, all right? Anybody good, basically, all right? So, again, we're going to stop recording right here so I don't lose anything, but we're going to come right back. All right, so we are right back here, so let's keep it going. All right, next on the list was Ian White. No trade offers for him, though. But there is a current bid of $100 or whatever. If I make 100 off Ian White, whatever. Filppula, you see what I mean? The 90 speed. Look at it. Don't even worry about the trade request. Look, I've already gotten the current bid up to $650 for a guy with 90 skating. That's what I mean. On the open market, the guys who are fast, they do sell. All right, so who do we got here? We got Cogliano, who's technically faster, but I already picked up a Cogliano. Some cool jerseys, actually. That's a nice Detroit and a nice Leaf jersey, but only 700 pucks. I'm just gonna straight up reject that offer. Troll trades. Here we go. They made it in. Erat and Voracek. I already have a Voracek, so I'm gonna reject that offer. All right, straight up reject that offer. Nokalainen, Roman Josi, Halschuk. I'm gonna reject that offer straight up. Miller, Moen, Brassard, and Stewart. I'm going to reject that offer straight up. All right, so I didn't sell a Filppula, but that's fine because I'd much rather take the current bid, which I'd say I get at least $1,000 for Filppula. All right, and that's fine for me. Chris Higgins. We got one trade offer for Chris Higgins, who's just a good player overall. 500 pucks. Carlo Koliakovo, Greening, Nystrom, and Dupuis. Delay offer. What's the auction up to on, what's his face, Chris Higgins? Nothing yet. I can get 500 pucks for him, basically. And Carlo Koliakovo. Yeah, you know what? I'll just accept this because Carlo Koliakovo would actually go for probably around the same. All right, nothing too spectacular. And I'm actually getting 500 pucks. And since there's not a current bid on him, I mean, someone might be able to steal him for like, you know, 100 pucks. And then it would just be a waste. So send all to my collection. I'd be fine with selling him for 500 pucks, so this way I guarantee the 500 pucks, and I get a player like Carlo Koliakovo back, which ain't bad. All right, so next, Robin Lehner, no trade request. Magnus Pajärvi. All right, his current bid is already up to 100. All right, so this trade, we're already getting 500 for sure. McLeod, Pau, and Hejda. I'm going to just reject that offer. I'd expect Pajärvi. Oh my God, there you go. There was only two for this. We can get Martin Brodeur, who I would love to get, Bernier, Mr. 5 Minutes, and Ballard, who we already traded away. But I would take 2,500 for Pajärvi by itself. And with the addition of Martin Brodeur, hell yeah. Delay offer, yeah. And there was only two for Pajärvi. So, you know what? That's a really good deal. Martin Brodeur and 2,000 for Magnus Pajärvi. Accept that deal. Hell yeah, son. Get on my team. Martin Brodeur. All right, he could be my backup. Why not, man? Send all to my collection. All right, so there you go. All right, so what's our puck amount up to now? 37,000. Let's see if we can get it above 50,000. Be nice. Only have a few trades left to go here, though. Tyler Bozak. All right, so there's only one trade offer for Tyler Bozak. and it's basically just a jersey, but it is 2,000 pucks. I wouldn't imagine Tyler Bozak to go for too much more than that. So you know what? I'm going to just accept that offer. There was only one trade offer for Tyler Bozak, 2,500. I said I wanted pucks. Thanks, bud. Send all to my collection. All right, it's just a jersey. Oh, send it. Oh no, I should have just quick sold it. Whatever. But it's just pucks. But I don't need Tyler Bozak. All right. So there you go. Very nice. Next on the list, Thomas Vokoun. Let's get another recording so we can start Thomas Vokoun. The auction is actually already up to over 1,000 for him, so that's good. Let's get another 2 done, though. Let's go Berglund and Mitchell, all right, in this quick recording session. So Berglund, I can get, I could get John Michael Lyles in 2,000. I would accept that. Delay offer. And yeah, there's only one. I'll accept that. Why not? Why not? Just for the pucks. And John Michael Lyles has got some speed on him, too, so I could resell him. Accept offer. There you go. I think I already had a John Michael Lyles, so I won't be able to send him to my collection. Send all to my collection, will I? No, I didn't. All right, so good. There you go. I got another player. Let's do one more guy, and then we'll set it up for, what's-his-face, Vokoun. All right, we'll just do Torrey Mitchell here. All right, so, yeah, troll trade. There it is. Reject offer. All right. Oh, my God. 7,000 pucks for Torrey Mitchell. And Stone, Morgan Riley, and Ryan Murray. Oh, that's awesome. That's an awesome trade. Thank you. Delay offer. Yeah, that was the only trade left. That's awesome. All right. 7,000 for Torrey Mitchell. Wow. Accept offer. Hell yeah. And Morgan Riley and Ryan Murray. I mean, that's funny. I would use those players. I would definitely use those players. So send all to my collection. All right. Very nice. And, yeah, we're up to 48 grand. Okay. So we're going to end this, and we'll bring it right back so we can do Thomas Vokoun. Be right back. All right, so we're right back here, and we're going to do Thomas Vokoun now. We got 16 trade requests, but the auction is already up to above 1,000, all right? So we'll just remember that. So we can get 3,000 for Thomas Vokoun. Not bad. Delay offer. All right, we can get 8,000, which definitely takes it over. I'm not even looking at the players here. Delay offer. 1,000. Remember, it's at 8,000 now. I'm really looking for that. Unless there's some really good players in here. Nothing good there. Boland and Hiller. I can get Jonas Hiller, but only 1,000. He wouldn't resell for more. Reject that offer. Fleischman and Kostitsa. No, reject that offer. Ladd, Brooks, Like, Vishnofsky, and Mason. That's a good player amount, but I'd much rather get the 8,000 pucks. Reject that offer. Couturier. No, reject that offer. Hainsey, Raymond, Setaguchi. No, reject that offer. I'm interested in pucks right now, boys. Reject that offer. Seabrook, Letty, Gonchar, Moss, 2,000. Not bad, but no, reject that offer. Brendan Morrow, Nick Antropov, Trevor, no players there that I'm interested in. Reject offer. Gerby, who's fast. Dupuis, Kuba. It's really only Gerby. It's a good puck amount, but 8,000 is still better for me. Reject offer. All right. Zidlicki, Tyler Bozak, 4,000 pucks, which ain't bad, but it's not enough for me. Reject offer. All right. 9,000 pucks. Now, you're not really getting a player back here. It's just straight up pucks for Thomas Vokoun. Delay offer, all right? So the 8,000 and the 9,000 are definitely the leaders. Now, we can sell Thomas Vokoun for Erik Karlsson, who, I mean, there's no pucks here, but Erik Karlsson I could probably resell, considering it's a duplicate. I could resell him for maybe 8,000 or 9,000, right? Because Karlsson I know would go for a lot. So delay offer. That might just be a good offer. You got to think value, right? So we got it down to 4 trades here. Definitely not this trade now. All right. So we can go for Tim Gleason, Ville Leno, Karkner, and Como. All right. So really no players here. There's no player that would resell for a lot. Some good players like Gleason and Ville Leno, you might get like a grand for. All right. But really it's just the EA pucks. So you'd get 8,000 for this trade. Not bad. All right, but you'd get 9,000 for this trade. Now, you really don't get any players back here, so you might actually be able to make it up with Tim Gleason, the extra pucks that you make here. So these 2 trades are very similar, all right? But here's the big question. Now, I do want pucks, but I could eventually trade Karlsson away again. And I'm also getting Marty Turco, who could resell for maybe like the Tim Gleason could, all right? So the question is Erik Karlsson worth 8,000 or 9,000 pucks? I think he is. I think if I put Erik Karlsson up in a trade, an auction, I think that he would go for more than 10,000. All right, he's got the name. All right, he had an amazing season this year, so he's got the name. He's good in the game, a 91 skating defenseman, 86 shot, 92 for hands, and 85 defenseman. So he's actually got pretty good defensive awareness and stick checking. Body checking, not so much, but still. All right. I think that Karlsson is worth more than 9,000 pucks. So I'm going to accept this deal. All right. Yeah, I'm going to accept this deal. So I skipped quick pucks, but I still do want to get to 50,000. All right. Send all to my collection. But Karlsson was way too good to pass up. Send a trade pile. All right. And I can at least get 10,000, I think, for what's his face, for Erik Karlsson. All right. So who do we have left? We got 49 trade requests for Alexander Radulov, 1 for Timonen, so we can do all these guys in the next video. And it's going to have to be a third video because all these clipped together now, we're like nearing 20 minutes. All right, boys, so we'll see you in the next video.